Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 3, Episode 23, where we watch Teen Mom OG, Season 7, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
I'm Harrison Hoffman.
This is James.
Courtney.
Welcome, Courtney, to the back to the pod.
Thank you.
Who put this on? All-Star back in the mix.
Well, I didn't change the intro. It's who put MTV on.
Oh, that's right.
We're back to the crown jewel of who put this on.
Just when I thought I couldn't possibly watch more MTV in a week, we're doing it again, baby. More MTV all the time.
Before
nonstop.
we move into the show, none of you were on the pod last week, but it's probably a better discussion with them. But last week we didn't really discuss too much about how gigolos. We talked about it a little bit, but not. I feel like the show's more fake than we talked about last week, and I had to push it out there. It seemed more like a porno with like some sort of half setups and like.
Man, sounds like I missed a lot last
You
week.
definitely missed a lot on Gigolos. You should definitely watch Gigolos. That's my plug for you to go watch it, I guess.
What network is Gigolo? Where is Gigolos available?
How does one find a gigolo?
It's on Showtime.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just how you have to film that show and how it's all set up. It seems very easily that the clients are just like porn actresses that they've hired and just set up this weird scenario.
So the show is like they follow Gigolos around as they go and have sex with their clients?
Yeah, and you see it.
If you're like a client, like why would you want to be on that show?
I don't know.
Is that
I
part
didn't-
of why it's set
That's
up?
why I was like, I'm just like, this seems pretty set up. And we didn't really talk about it enough last week, so
Okay.
We've got to talk about it.
we don't have to talk about it. We
I haven't
just
seen
move
it.
on.
It sounded crazy, and I read the description. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'll have to catch up. I don't know. It sounded like you guys were just
strange to me.
yeah.
Well, you gotta listen to last week's pod. You get more info. All right, on to Teen Mom OG. Harrison, give us this description of this show.
Farrah, Macy, Amber, and Caitlin are four young women who must contend with the challenges of motherhood. This series follows their lives as they deal with... Oh no, Siri, you can't be popping up right now. This series follows their lives as they deal with relationships, family support, adoption, finances, graduating high school, and starting college. That's Teen Mom, OG on MTV.
I still don't really understand what this show is about.
It's a show about some people who are teen moms.
Okay.
But they're old now.
I feel like we got to get like what was helpful was having Courtney like kind of tee up like a general high level view of the timeline of what happened all here. I don't know. I feel like that would be helpful to set a base.
Yeah.
I felt
right.
like I didn't want to give too much away during the show. I wasn't
was-
sure what I was allowed to say.
I was very lost through this whole episode. I had no idea
there was a lot going
who
on.
people were. They didn't intro anyone.
No, the show has been on forever, and like these people are from like 8 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
You
Like,
should just know who they are.
Yeah, but
I
we
think.
watched season 1 episode. We watched in episode 1. They should at least tee up the people in it. Like if we watch episode 6, sure. Like obviously,
I feel like
you don't
teeing it up
expect
would
you.
take an entire episode.
I guess I don't know.
see, you'd say that, but then you're like, nothing happens in this episode.
Yeah.
Why are they doing
No.
it's only recaps?
No.
They're all
Well,
doing recaps.
when we watched like Vanderpump or whatever, like they explain like who the people are. They kind of give a backstory of what's actually happening at this moment. Like all it needs is like a 2 sentence to be like, oh, what is it? Macy or Caitlin's boyfriend's in like, or baby daddy's in like rehab. And like, we're dealing with Ryan in rehab. Okay. Instead, it's just like a lot of little conversations. You kind of glean Ryan's in rehab, but you have no idea what's going on.
I think people just know.
I think people just know. If you're a fan, you know.
I'm not a fan though.
Right.
I'm
The show's not for you.
I'm clearly not.
You should become a fan.
Well, this show does not. This episode does not make me want to become a
I
fan.
think you got to go back to the tape and like catch up.
I gotta go back. Do I have to go back to 16 and pregnant, or can I start at Teen Mom?
So we should
Do
start
I
by
have to go to
talking
Teen
about
Mom OG?
The-
I recommend 16.
yeah. We should start by talking about the lineage of this show. I feel like you gave us a pretty good rundown earlier. I'd love to hear that.
Okay, so it started with 16 and pregnant with the 4 OG girls, and then they started to expand it to Teen Mom. So then they just talked about them actually raising the children, and then Teen Mom OG is I think they incorporate the producers more in the show, so you can actually see them on screen and see how the show is made.
Interesting. Okay.
So question: does Teen Mom and Teen Mom OG like record at the same time, and then they just
There
showed?
is no more Teen Mom.
There's
I
just
think it's just Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2. So Teen Mom 2
Okay.
is a whole nother set of girls.
Right, new people
follow
doing
it.
a different
so
series.
there was a new season of 16 and Pregnant with some new people or something, and then the Teen Mom 2 came out of that.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
But like Teen Mom OG is
Right.
the best.
Because you can only be 16 and pregnant at least. Well, I was gonna say once, but then I guess that's not really true.
Yeah.
But, like, you can only be
well,
16
You can
once.
only
That
be
would be-
16 and pregnant twice.
Yeah, probably twice.
If you were pregnant twice when you're 16, that's
That's a problem.
tough. That's tough.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. So is 16 and pregnant still a show that is like going on at all?
I don't know.
Or at this point they've done it
I
a few
think there's, like,
times. They got
Young
the set of
and Pregnant
girls.
now, which is coming out. We were talking about
There's a
earlier.
new future Who Put This On show. Young
Why are you saying
Teen
it like
Mom,
that? It
Young
sounds so
and-
bad when you say it like that.
Teen Mom, Young and Pregnant. It's a future Who Put This On.
I don't know much about that one.
What do you mean? It's the truth.
We're gonna watch it, James. Don't worry.
Oh man. Okay.
In
So-
like
so
3
that's-
weeks. That's the episode.
Oh, jeez. We have to start a whole new podcast for the Who Put This On thing.
Who put MTV on?
Who put MTV on? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that was really the base, and then so Teen Mom is post pregnancy and is about them kind of like raising the kids to some degree,
And
right?
what
Like,
happens to their relationships with their significant other and parents and families.
which seems like a big part of this, right? Like, it seems like there was a lot of people in the show, and they're like, there's only 4 quote unquote cast members.
Oh yeah.
But it seems like it's a lot about like all of their interdependency relationships, like their friends, family, loved ones, all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like the show just keeps expanding and expanding.
Okay.
So my main issue is like I have no idea what happened during this episode. Like we usually go over just kind of plot lines of what happened, and like in this episode they had some sort of Teen Mom, like behind the scenes of sort of some Teen Mom thing.
We gotta dig
and
into
then
that.
like they all go home or go to a birthday party, and like that's what happened. That's
I agree.
it.
I think trying to get like
There's
what
no-
were the major like
There's-
motions of the
there's-
show, and there was not a lot of like big beats. There
There's
was just
no
kind
plot.
of a lot of the
It's just
just
drama.
is. It just like the show
The
is
show is drama.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what we usually deal with here. So like this is not typical, I think.
Can we talk about the Teen Mom OG reunion show for a second?
I'm so confused. What is this reunion show?
Never before have I seen them like make content for the next season of a reality show out of the behind the scenes of the reunion show for the previous season. It's like it's such a crazy thing.
Is that what it was?
That seems like that's what it was.
Is that what that was, Courtney?
Yeah, it was.
So the reunion show was for season 6, and then season 7 had shots from the reunion show.
Like
okay.
the first like 20
had to
minutes
show
of the
the
show
drama.
was the behind the scenes drama that happened at the reunion show for the last
That's
season.
why I was so confused, because like A, you're not teeing these people up, and then B, you're digging right deep into like this drama of these people that I have no idea who they are.
Did this show air like right after the reunion show?
I don't remember the timing after. Sorry,
Interesting.
not that much of an
It must have been. It must have been great if you had seen that reunion show and then you saw. Well, I mean, like
That's what I'm
like,
thinking, right? Like
feel
maybe
like
it's
it-
just
not
like,
even,
hey,
like, not
tune
even-
in next week and we're going to go
Yeah.
right to episode or roll into season 7, and it's going to be like a sneak peek of like the behind the scenes whatever.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think it's probably a few months off, but I think it's probably still interesting because like you saw those things happen, but you didn't see like when that one person went off stage and got cursed out by one of the moms. Like you didn't see that stuff, so that's kind of cool.
It seems like they were just like, okay, we're gonna film season 7. We're gonna start at the reunion show. We're just gonna film it.
Yeah.
So like,
Well, they knew drama was going to happen because they're all teaming up against Mackenzie.
who is Mackenzie?
Okay.
So wait,
Here
how,
we go.
How are we going to get into this whole thing?
I have no idea how to get into this.
So we're just moving past the major beats of the thing. Like,
Yeah, well,
it's
I already
whatever.
told you
It's
what
just
they
a bunch
were.
of
There is
drama.
none. There
You
are
want me to
none.
explain who they are?
Okay, yeah.
So-
we are the 4 moms. Break them down for us.
Okay, so Amber will do mom 1. So Amber dated Gary, and they had baby Leah. They broke up. He got remarried to Christina, I think is her name. She also had a kid with her previous husband, cheated on her husband with Gary, stuck with Gary, and now they have their own kid.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh.
That bodes well for their marriage.
And they have, like, I think almost full custody of Leah because Amber has a lot of issues. And then Amber started dating Matt, who you saw in the show was her fiance, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Right, that
That was the end
That was
of
the
episode.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a family tree or
Okay,
something here.
so
I know,
takeaway
I
is
wish I could draw it out.
Yeah.
For you.
Amber's got 2 kids with different dads.
Amber has 1 kid.
1 kid.
Gary
Amber's.
has
Oh,
2 kids.
Gary. Okay.
Christina has 2 kids. But together, Gary
What-
takes care of
I just.
Oh,
takes care of
man.
My
3.
main thing is like I just don't know why I should care about Amber's baby daddy and his fucking life.
Well, just
Like I
because
understand
it's-
about caring about Amber.
Well, he was in the show before, I assume.
Yeah, he was a
Right.
big part in the show because Amber and Gary had like this super toxic relationship and they used to like beat each other up in front of Leah. So then they would fight for custody. So then Gary got custody and then Amber had like drug problems, I think it was. So then she's sober now and Matt, her fiance, is also sober trying to be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now
So-
So they
the
bonded over
like
that.
the picture doesn't really paint who I think it actually was in the current in the season, but like
Yeah, she looks very different.
Yeah.
yeah. So she has no kid. She has Leah, but
She
she
has
does
Leah,
not have
but-
custody.
Yeah, she only has her like super part time. Like
Okay.
in the show, they were
Okay.
talking about how she was supposed to have her for a week in the summer, but then she didn't want to have her because she had to deal with Matt.
So that's
So-
kind of her drama and situation is like dealing with custody and all that kind of stuff.
And like her sobriety. She
Got
talks
it.
a lot about her weight.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a good time to talk about the quote with Amber.
What's
Is-
what's
I
the
don't remember
quote?
the quote.
So let me
One
get it, let me
quick
get it,
question
let me
before we
get
get
it.
in is so each one of the 4 main cast members, the moms, the OG moms, this is all like pretty this is all like they're not like intertwined.
No, they're all separate.
It's all like separate.
They
Like
meet up
you
for
each
the
have your own
reunions.
different things going on.
So-
Yeah.
They're not like friends and hanging out or whatever.
They are friends, but
But just because of the show.
Just
They've
because
met
of the
each other
show.
because of the
so they've known each other for like 10 years.
show-based events.
Do
Got
they
it.
live near each other?
I don't think so.
Okay,
So,
that actually helps a lot
when
because
they're
it's
not-
like when they're shooting the show, like when they're at Amber's house, it's not like the other people are really around.
They're
or
not
whatever.
there.
It's, okay.
Well, the difference was is this episode they started at that reunion where they were all there.
Yeah.
right,
They
right.
meet up for the reunion. Sometimes they all go on vacations together without Farrah because they don't like Farrah.
Oh
Everyone
man.
hates Farrah. We'll get to
And
that.
like each other's weddings. So they all went to Macy's wedding except for Farrah.
So to deal with some Amber minutia. So before this is the quote. Before I go home, I'm having trouble with Matt. So I'm going on a podcast with psychics.
It was a psychic
Clearly
podcast.
implied that she was going to try to get advice from these psychics.
Okay, we gotta talk about the psychic podcast.
I don't understand. Like,
Let's do it.
I don't, just don't do that.
It was like it's basically the psychics were just describing like things about her past and like her troubles of her past, but like
But it wasn't even. It wasn't like
everybody know-
directly. It was
yeah.
just like, I feel like you're in a relationship, and like I am in a relationship.
But,
oh my
like,
god!
it's all details that are public and that everybody knows because she's a famous person on this TV show, though. So it's like super weird. And then like their only like forward-looking prediction is like, yeah, I think you're probably gonna get married to that guy. That was like the only. It was insane.
It was all of those psychic things are pretty like. There's just not a trick. It's just like I'm. Somebody in the audience with somebody with a T name,
Maybe
like South Park has
teenager.
yeah, South Park has a great episode about that. But like, they were doing the same thing. They're like, "Oh, I feel like you were in a relationship and it's not going well." Well, that's you. That's like
It's
90% of people. You know,
90%
like,
of relationships.
so like that's. And even if you have a great relationship, it's like there's something you don't like about it. I'm sure it's so easy to do shit like that.
I wonder how she got roped into that podcast.
That's what I'm
Like,
wondering too. Like, who set that up?
It's very weird.
Do you think she got paid to be on that podcast?
100%.
100%. Oh, yeah.
Definitely. It's
Probably.
definitely helping the podcast to have like somebody from MTV on it.
Yeah, but she gets her free psychic readings.
Worth
Usually, you gotta
it.
pay for that.
I paid
James.
$25 an hour for that kind of.
Gotta pay some good moolah.
I have no idea what the going rate for a psychic. Obviously, I've never
I think they're
never done
expensive.
psychic stuff. Yeah, I mean,
Well, the good ones are.
Yeah. I mean,
How does
real-
one define a good one?
the real
How do you
ones.
know if it's good?
Hey,
The real ones.
It's like, someday you're gonna die. It's like, well, thanks.
Do we do future spoilers for what happens to them?
yeah, that's totally
100%. I'm not watching any more of this. Feel free to spoil.
Thanks, Chris.
Oh man.
Feel free to spoil.
Okay, so Amber doesn't get married to Matt. She ends up meeting a guy like shortly after, and now they're together, and they just had a baby. The baby
Oh.
Okay.
boy is like 4 months or 5 months old now.
I guess that's
The psychic predicted that, I think.
She knew it.
By the way.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was
Yeah.
like, could this be true?
insanity.
There you go.
Getting the rights without
We gotta
that
get
one.
that psychic podcast hotline number and
Yeah,
call
we
them up.
could.
We should bring them in.
Let them
I wanna
let
get
them
that
know
podcast.
you fucked up, son.
What's going on over here? What is,
Um,
I have no idea.
The other minor minutia I have with Amber is that she was driving back to Matt and she was eating some sort of food, Harrison. What kind of food were you excited about that she was eating?
I should not even remember this.
You don't remember?
What
It was
was?
an Uncrustable.
Oh, the Uncrustables. Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that what
yeah.
it's actually called?
I think so.
No, it totally is. They're like those little like
Peanut
no
butter and-
crust peanut butter and jelly.
you
little-
can buy like frozen.
Yeah.
So these are like, I don't know what this is. So this is like a pre-made thing. you
They're
get from the
made
store?
by
Yeah.
like Smuckers, like the jelly people, and they just like their little
Jelly people.
They're little, yeah, they're like jelly people. They're
It's
walking
like-
down the street all jelly. Like,
Yeah, you buy these frozen little like circles of bread that have peanut butter and jelly in the middle.
It's just pre-made, good to go.
yeah, no, it's great. Pop it out of
Okay.
the freezer, toss it in your kid's lunchbox, good to go.
Or your own?
Or you just eat it frozen. 'cause
Eat it on the
it's delicious
in a
like
car
that
ride.
too.
Yeah. All right. I think we're ready. If anyone else has any of the minutia with Amber,
I have a broad question about these four moms. I know we're gonna get into the details a little, but I'm curious about this specific question. Is this shows like Teen Mom OG? Like, were there teen dads in the first seat? Like, did all of them have like a teen dad corresponding, or like what was that situation like?
aren't they all? Didn't we talk about everyone's dad? Kind of.
Yeah, their dads are all like Gary.
The dads are all in the mix,
They're all in the mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Amber,
like-
Amber and
well,
Gary.
right.
but they
Yeah.
weren't really the focus of the show. They were just I'm trying to
Kind of the focus. I mean, Amber has Gary, Caitlin has Tyler, Macy has Ryan.
Okay.
Farrah, I'll get to Farrah later.
Okay.
I'll save
I'll
it.
let you continue.
This
with
seems like
the-
there's a whole thing around Farrah, so we
We'll
should
go
say that
down the
last.
line.
So when they show these relationships between the mom and the dad, is it heavily biased towards the mom? Like, are you always siding with the moms in these cases, or sometimes you're like, oh yeah, they're crazy.
No, the moms are crazy too.
Okay. All right. I just want to like. It seems very biased
I feel
at
like
this point.
some couples, yes. Other couples, no.
All right. So
Gotcha.
let's go
Either
to
way.
mom number 2 here.
Okay, mom number 2 is Caitlin. So Caitlin and Tyler, they're actually middle school sweethearts. I looked it up before. I wasn't sure if it was high school or middle school.
And in this episode, I could not tell you what really happened other than Caitlin's husband's dad is an addict,
Butch, yeah,
and they got a goat and a horse.
very cute. Goat.
Man, that goat's incredible. I wish I had that goat.
Harrison's favorite
It
part
was so
of the show.
good.
Harrison loved the goats.
I want to watch a whole show about that goat.
Is that going to be the picture for the pod? The goat?
Maybe.
Could be.
I don't get this goat fascination. Like,
That
what the
goat
hell?
was
It was
very
really-
cute.
it was really cute.
Very cute.
I mean, it was a
goat.
baby goat. But like, it doesn't stay a baby forever. Like, you seemed at some point to be like, "Can I get that goat?" And I'm like, "It's gonna be a goat. Like, why do you want this goat?"
Well, like if it could stay like the baby goat, then I'd want
Some
it.
sort of
You get,
pygmy
like,
goat.
a pygmy goat.
Yeah, like a pygmy miniature goat.
no
situation.
No, no. I get that it looks cute,
Yeah.
but it's totally impractical to have a baby goat.
You're gonna take
you know
it
what
up
a
to
goat
the-
smells like?
Well, it only smells like that if
It's a goat. That's what it smells like.
Maybe if you give it a
yeah.
bath.
Well, if it's not like rolling around outside in the whatever all the time, then it's not
It's
gonna
a
smell
farm
bad.
animal.
It wouldn't be a farm
It
animal if it
wouldn't-
was living in my condo.
It's still gonna smell like a farm animal.
Are you gonna
I don't
take
think
it up
so,
to the
dude.
park to like feed it? Like,
could walk it.
Dude, it's
Through
literally
Capitol Hill.
it's a pet. like, I'm not sure if you're gonna have to walk it to have it poop or if you can train it like a cat, but like it's gonna be it's not gonna be like that dissimilar from like having one of those types of pets. I feel like
you're not going to be able to potty train this goat in any sort of way.
The goat ain't
it's-
using a litter box. Let me just be
Okay,
honest
well,
with you.
It's pooping in
Well,
your
then you gotta-
apartment.
well, then you gotta walk the goat. You gotta
What do you mean?
walk that
I
I
think
think
You're
goats
not gonna-
also like eat everything. Like it will eat literally everything in your apartment.
Are you sure? But what if you get it like really young and you train it right?
You're not going to be able to train
Maybe
a goat.
you should try this theory out. Just
Yeah,
try.
it seems like a good
You're
experiment.
not going to be able to train this goat to not
could have
eat
your own
things and not
TV
poop in your
show.
apartment. It's pooping in your apartment for
I don't
sure.
know. That goat seemed pretty smart.
You can have your own TV show, Harrison.
Yeah.
Harrison and the goat.
Harrison and the goat.
So is
me up,
Caitlin
MTV.
also the one that bought the horse?
She
Yes.
did.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got the goat to keep the horse company. That's
Because that's. I mean,
For real.
I mean, there's some dead air there because we're all staring at James just making hand gestures.
I don't know what to say to this insane situation.
She rolled up on this horse farm. I don't know what else you call it, with just a huge envelope of cash and bought this horse.
Isn't it just like the horse stable?
A horsery.
Yeah. I mean, we did have a debate of whether she was buying the horse, leasing the horse, or like sponsoring the horse. Turns out she purchased the horse, but the horse keeper, I'm making up words at this point,
She's paying
is
for
gonna
sorting?
keep like
Stable master? Is that the right term there?
pulling that out of nowhere.
This is now like a farm podcast.
Yeah. Getting deep on the farm
Farming.
content.
We clearly don't know anything about this, but yeah. So, anyways, Caitlin's getting a horse. Already has a goat. The goat is to keep the horse company
Yep.
In her new farmhouse.
in the new. Oh, right, in the farmhouse because they're flipping houses. They're selling the old house and moving into the farmhouse. See,
you
I
got it. You got it.
Right in there.
Okay, so Caitlin and Tyler had
And Tyler is the dad.
the dad.
Okay,
Yeah.
who was the other kid that was talking to Tyler? the
That's
other young
Caitlin's
guy?
brother.
That's Caitlin's brother.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's the brother.
Yeah. So they only
okay.
they have one daughter. Well, they had Carly and they gave her up for adoption. That was when they were 16. And then they had an open adoption and they were allowed to see her like every year. And then the family didn't want it anymore, especially on camera. So I think they saw them.
Just like get this MTV crew out of here.
Yeah. So it took them like definitely over a year to see her the last time. And it was like this really emotional thing. And they put it all on camera, but they weren't allowed to show Carly. And then they got pregnant again and had Nova. And she's like 3 now.
Man.
Wow.
And then, fun fact about them, since they were middle school sweethearts, Caitlin's mom ended up marrying Tyler's dad, Butch. But it was like a toxic relationship and they fought all the time, so they're divorced.
Oh, man.
So they were step siblings, but together.
Wow.
Odd.
Oh boy.
Very odd.
Mm-hmm.
Was they get married before they like graduated high school?
No, after.
They're step siblings that dated each other.
Yes, they were dating before the parents
That's
got
how the
married.
parents met.
That's
was
how they
because
met.
they were dating,
And then they
they're like, let's,
became-
Then their parents got divorced and then they got married.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense in that sequence of events, though.
It just like when
Then,
you
like-
say that your step,
Yeah.
It's
you've
weird.
like married your stepsister. Is
It sounds
very
like you're
odd.
dating your cousin or
It's
something.
like you're married to your ex stepsister.
Right. But it's in reality, it's more like they were together and then their parents hooked, like each
There's
of their
no-
parents hooked up.
There's no blood relation or anything there. It's
Right.
just,
Well, that's hence the stepsister part.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're not
yeah.
related.
But I mean, like, I think the sequence of events is important in this scenario.
No, I know. That's why it's odd when you say like when you
Right.
say it, it seems like it's out of order.
Right, for sure.
But it's not.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Caitlin.
Then
Mom number
Caitlin,
3 now.
Well, Caitlin's
Or
been
no.
having a lot of like anxiety and stuff, and I think she had a miscarriage, so then she went into a rehab. So she's been in and out of rehab, I think like 2 or 3 times, and now she just announced like within the past 2 weeks that she's pregnant.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wait, so she was also doing drugs?
No, she doesn't do drugs.
Okay, it was
But
just
then what's
like
she in rehab
anxiety,
for?
rehab,
Anxiety,
kind of
like-
like how to deal with it.
Suicidal.
I see. Okay.
Is that considered rehab?
I don't know.
Like
Some kind of
like
Figure out how to
some kind of
deal with your-
psychiatric treatment
Yeah.
situation.
It's better than the psychic podcast.
Oh,
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe you could
forget
hang out with them for a couple months. You wouldn't be as suicidal. Who knows?
But in her like wherever she went, the facility she went to, they did like horse therapy, so that's why she bought a
Oh, so
Oh.
the horse is part of the
Horses
okay.
make her feel better.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense.
I also kind of want to know about this goat yoga thing. You guys mentioned it while we were watching the
Goat
pod. I don't
yoga.
understand what goat yoga is.
So basically, you do yoga
Okay.
with goats, and they just like roam.
What do you mean
around
by
you.
with goats? Like goats are just in the room.
They're in the room, and they like can go under you. They can jump on you.
Do they like eat your clothes?
I've never done it.
I've never done it
So
either.
the
I'm
goat,
not
the,
going
goat,
to do
the goats
it.
are just hanging out.
They're just hanging.
The goats
out.
are hanging out in the room.
Being goats.
Sometimes they're like standing on people's backs and stuff. They're just kind of hanging out when you're doing the yoga.
I have one question. Why goats?
I think that like
The
some
love of goats.
I think that like some goat farmer just had like some money making idea, and he's like, I could probably put these goats to work.
But
the
why
yoga
not
room.
cats? Like I understand
'Cause he had
dogs.
goats.
Dogs wouldn't be like any animal that would come to you and be too affectionate might be too distracting.
I think that like the goats are pretty cute as we've seen here.
James does not agree with you on that.
James isn't. I don't know how you have a heart of ice. You can't.
I'm just
are
like-
you the
can't,
ice
I'm
king?
just not as
I like how we're
attracted to
back
like
to the goats.
yeah, like it's just like I don't know. It's a goat. It's a farm animal. Like it's whatever.
It's a beautiful goat.
Like next year, you're like, oh, that pig's cute, and this like chicken's cute. And I'm like, I don't know. They're all gonna get killed at some point. Like it's a farm.
Yeah, well,
You can't get
depends
too
on,
attached to the farm animals.
Depends on what you don't have to kill the goat. It could just be
Something's gonna happen to that goat. Things happen to animals on farms.
things happen to every living thing.
So-
So not stopping me from getting
This is-
attached.
There's
to them.
more stuff gonna happen to a farm animal than your house cat.
This is getting deep.
Oh yeah.
So if you have a goat on your like ranch,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Are you using that for like milk, or like are you using it to like actually just go out and graze and like cut the lawn? Like what do you have a goat for in like some sort of ranch situation?
I,
Like,
I
are-
think
are
those
you-
are the two use cases I know
Harrison's
of.
just like cute.
Harrison doesn't know.
I don't know.
Harrison's got the damn goats in the house.
I don't know if
I'm like, it's a damn yard animal. Get it
I don't know if I've
outside.
ever even been on a farm, but I imagine that it probably eats the the
Oh my
grass.
God.
I imagine that it keeps the horse company.
Clearly, it'd be
I
a
imagine that-
disaster because you would have all the baby cows, chickens, and goats all in the house. Like, we're running a farm here. You got to keep that stuff outside.
I imagine you get milk and later cheese from the goat.
Do goat cheese. Yeah.
Goat
Goat
cheese.
cheese.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
So
I think it depends on the breed of goat and stuff, probably.
would
but,
you
you know,
would you eat the goat? Is there like is goat meat good?
depends how successful a farm you got.
Goats definitely. Yeah, goat meat's a thing.
Is it a thing?
Yeah, goat meat's definitely a thing.
Yeah,
They serve it like in India and stuff. Yeah,
All
definitely.
right. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
you can eat
All
goat.
right. I think we can move past
Okay.
our ranching minute.
If
That's
anyone
all
else has any other hot goat tips for us, hit us up on Twitter.
All right, let's move. Let's go to Macy
Okay.
because I feel like
Macy-
that Farrah's gonna take a bit.
yeah.
Farrah's gonna take a minute. Macy was dating Ryan.
Which we've heard a lot about Ryan in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
but we have not seen a Ryan.
Okay, so Macy and Ryan had Bentley when they were 16, and they like tried to make it work, but Ryan is just not the greatest. So they broke up, and Macy seems to have more custody of him, especially now. So she's always had more custody because Ryan just kind of like disappears for a while, and he's not good at communicating with Macy. I think they mentioned Halloween in this episode.
Well, they mentioned that she didn't know she knew he was in rehab, but she didn't know how long or
Mm-hmm.
how long he plans on being there.
Yeah.
So
So like for Halloween trick or treating, they try to get like all of their kids to go together because it's fun for Bentley to be with like his step siblings. And like Ryan showed up super late, and like he always blames his parents, but it's really Ryan's fault. And like Ryan, I think he lived with his parents for a really long time. But now Macy got married to, I can't think of his name, but he's really sweet. I really like him.
Where is
Mr. Sweet
Bentley
Guy.
in all this?
So Bentley stays with Macy.
Okay, Bentley's with Maisie, but they didn't really show Bentley. In
They
this
showed him a
episode.
few times. He was like in the back of the car with her two other kids.
They barely showed any
They
of the kids in the
didn't show
show.
any of them.
Like
Very
they
minimal.
showed Farrah's
Daughter
kid,
a little
but
bit.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, I think that was the only kid that had like a speaking line in this whole episode.
It was wild. I mean, because those kids are like 9, 10 right now. Like
I mean, it's still pretty young to be on a reality show
Not if you're on MasterChef Junior.
or Mythbusters Kids.
yeah.
I didn't
The
really know
future Who Put This On, most likely.
Is that a show?
Oh yeah.
Is that on Netflix?
No, I don't. I'm assuming it's on Discovery, but
Oh, that's right. That's
there's
Discovery.
some sort of Mythbusters Kids coming out this fall at some point.
Great.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't. Macy's drama is with Ryan this whole episode.
that.
And,
Yeah, so Macy has
that-
Jade, her daughter, and Maverick after she had Bentley. So
Maverick.
yeah.
Man,
Bentley-
the names.
Bentley, Maverick,
and
Jade.
Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Solid names.
So they're
Ryan's
they
the
have
only normal name in the whole batch.
Does she watch a lot of like Top Gun? Is there like
I don't know what she watches.
Maverick.
like is does like the kid now have to be like Maverick from Top Gun? Is that
Probably.
how that
Mhm.
works?
High expectations.
My money's on Goose as the next team.
Goose.
I mean,
Iceman.
it can't be Goose. Goose does not
that's
fare
true.
well in that movie.
I know that
That's
was.
true.
I was. Yeah. That kind of. Ouch. Okay.
Spoilers.
Okay, then Ryan.
Trying to spoil.
Spoiler
Top
alert
Gun.
for Top Gun.
I mean, it's a reasonable call out, I guess, if you haven't seen it. Anyways.
Okay, so Ryan is now married to Mackenzie. And then at their wedding, I told you guys before that, like, Ryan, he was doing drugs. And, like, after their wedding, he was driving and, like, his eyes were closing and he couldn't see and was, like, falling asleep. So Mackenzie turned the camera off, but their mics were still on. So we heard her yelling at him and saying that he can't do this anymore. So now he went to rehab. And
A lot of rehab.
but he's like really rehab. I don't know what you would call it.
Seems like a recurring theme among all of these
Yes,
people.
there's a lot of drama.
How much do you think of this is caused by like the stresses of like having a kid when you're 16 versus the stresses of like being in this
Having a
this
kid while you're 16
public
on
figure
TV?
on this reality show and
Yeah.
like being a semi-famous person, like yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these people that are going to rehab, like Caitlin's husband's dad, like he's not going to rehab for any of those reasons. So,
He's-
I mean that guy, sure.
He's
Like-
always been
so
on step.
some of these other people, sure. Probably Ryan probably has some sort of like he probably would go this route no matter if he had a kid at that point in time. Obviously, that's stress to his life, but I don't think it's the same when he can just disappear for weeks at a time. That doesn't seem like super stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ryan married Mackenzie. Mackenzie has a son, and then Brian has Bentley, and now they're pregnant. So I think she's due in October.
Wow.
Mackenzie or
Mackenzie.
Macy?
No, Macy's not pregnant right now.
Okay.
I think she said she was done
Oh right, Mackenzie's
because
with Ryan.
Maverick
Okay.
was in an accident. I think.
I think that's what's crazy about the show is that like it starts out with like these 4 people, but like then it balloons into like
Yeah,
18 people.
because they all didn't, except for Caitlin, they all didn't stay with their
right, like
original
everybody
people.
got like
Why
Yeah.
why are they not listed on the cast page? Like I understand that these are the 4 main people. Like we're looking at the cast on MTV.
I do
And,
feel like they should have more people.
and like you're talking about all these people, and I don't have any idea who they are. Like I don't. I feel like,
They should have
I
like the kids and their parents.
there needs
'cause
like
their
a
parents
family
are in-
tree going on this
Yeah.
page.
Yeah.
There
is what I
has to
need.
be a family tree.
I need a Game of Thrones style
Just type
family
in-
tree with like who's dead, who's in
Yeah.
rehab, who's got a kid with who.
Just type in Teen Mom OG family tree and
bet
see
you-
what comes up
I
here.
bet
This is
you
not
someone's
Noah's
made
Internet
one.
Corner right now.
Oh
Okay,
man,
Well,
it could be Chris's internet corner though.
oh, no one wants to go to that.
no internet corners. We're just
Yeah.
Courtney's here. She can just
Okay,
tell
okay.
us who people are.
It's the yeah.
But like nothing happened with Macy. She's like, I hate Ryan. He doesn't talk to me. Wah wah.
Because then Mackenzie keeps saying that it's all Macy's fault that Ryan is this way.
Oh, this happened at the reunion, right? This was the call. Like Mackenzie and Macy were the ones that sat next to each other, and like Mackenzie's the one that ran off.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. That's what happened at the beginning of this. I had no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I had no idea who Ryan was, and this was like the
You
first.
still don't know who Ryan
fir-
is because they didn't show him.
first shot of this season was
Yeah.
this like thing them running out at each other. just two people I have no
I
idea.
don't think
what's
they're
going
trying
on.
to get you hooked on. Like, I think the show is for all the people that have already been seeing all the stuff.
But
People that are
you
sucked
gotta
in.
you
They're not trying
gotta
to get
tee up
newcomers.
episode 1 how with things to get people hooked on the
Chris is
season.
so mad right now.
I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, I just don't think that like they're going after that market with this show at all.
They have resigned themselves to ever declining ratings.
Yeah,
'cause
you're
they will
not getting
never
any
get any
new
new people into the
ratings.
show. Like,
I need like a recap episode, you know? Like to tell me
they
who
had
everyone
like a
is.
they had like a last season on Teen Mom OG thing.
Mm-hmm.
They did, and they didn't really describe anything.
It wasn't that helpful, but they definitely had it.
they made an attempt, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't really
They tried.
They definitely tried.
Anyone have anything to say about Macy? Should we get to
Macy had a really comfortable looking couch. I'm gonna throw that out in her house.
Yeah, she had a great looking house.
Right? Like it was a really like I don't know, I've never seen that like there's just a lot of depth to the couch. And you could really like just roll around and just get comfy in it. I don't know. It's just like that was the other thing I noticed.
a connoisseur of couches.
Yeah.
As,
Goats,
uh,
couches.
as Chris the judger here. She has a very large forehead. It kind of looks like a receding forehead, like receding hairline, and that's all. I'm just all I'm going to say about it.
All right.
Let's go to Farrah.
Speaking of looks, let's go to Farrah.
She is insane.
She
From what I can
is
tell.
insane. You don't even know how insane she is.
She seems like most likely to be an Instagram influencer,
Oh,
like in this
she
bunch.
tries to be. You should check out her.
Is she
Instagram.
not an Instagram influencer? Like, how many years do you have to be on MTV Reality Star to be an Instagram influencer? Like, let's be real here.
Yeah.
You can keep trying as long as you want.
Yeah.
So, all right, Courtney, how many plastic surgeries has Farrah done?
I feel like it's a lot.
Like, she's got her lips done.
Her lips, her boobs. I know she did her vag. I'm sure she did something. She probably has Botox or something. Maybe her nose,
Nose, cheeks, eyes.
stomach,
I mean, the nose is hard to, like,
Can't tell.
hide.
her butt. I think she did her butt too.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Isn't that the Kardashian butt?
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
You can do anything apparently.
You can do anything, Chris. Whatever you want, you can
I mean,
do it.
we did see Mr. Fantastic a while ago.
If you can dream it, you can do it
Mm-hmm.
to your butt.
You could put some plastic there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want me to break down Farrah?
Yeah, break
Yeah.
us down, Farrah, here.
Okay, so Farrah grew up with her mom and dad, Deb and Michael.
Oh,
Deb is now a
Deb.
rap star. Feel free to check that out.
We'll talk about
We're
it.
gonna
We'll
come
come
back
back to Deb.
So then she got pregnant with, I can't remember his name, because then she had Sophia, her daughter, and her boyfriend actually died in a car accident.
Oh.
So he never got to meet Sophia because, like, when Farrah told her mom that she was pregnant and told her who she got pregnant with, her mom was like sending out all these bad vibes on the boy and like wanted him gone, and then he actually ended up dying.
Oh man.
Man.
That's
And
sad.
I think he died with his best friend it was in a car accident.
So that happened like on 16 and Pregnant?
Yeah, they talked about it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Farrah wasn't actually with him when Sophia was born, and like while she was pregnant, I think they were broken up. So she's like all torn up how she never got closure with him and he never got to meet Sophia. So she takes Sophia to his grave. For some reason I think his name is Alex, but I don't know if that's right. So they go to Alex's grave like every year on his birthday and give him balloons and everything.
It's just like, hey, like this was your dad, like never met him, kind of
So
thing.
it's really sweet. She like really like represents the dad, even though Sophia has never met him. But so Farrah has basically raised Sophia all on her own, and her parents are divorced. They got divorced because they just like fought all the time. So Farrah she calls her parents by their first names, Michael and Deb. She didn't like her dad, but now she likes him for some reason, and she has always hated her mom, Deb. And she actually called the cops on Deb one time because Deb tried to like stab her.
Stab
Oh my
Farrah?
god.
Yeah,
Like actually stab?
that's what we
That's
were told.
what the story goes.
That's the story. I don't know how true it is, but yes.
Yeesh. Okay.
So then Farrah like she started by getting her boobs done, and she went to culinary school while taking, like, she was really cool because she like did school, she worked while taking care of Sophia. She had to ask her parents for some help because that was
So
a
the
lot.
parents were still like in her life and stuff.
They were in her life,
even
yeah.
though she like didn't get along
I
with
mean,
them.
you
and
saw
all
that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's clear that she doesn't.
She like
get
doesn't
along
let
super
them
well.
go, even though she like hates
Yeah, it's
them.
a weird. Yeah,
They're good for the show.
Oh, she always brings them on the show, and they go to like therapy together. I think they've been on other shows where Farrah and her mom go to therapy.
Some sort of marriage counseling.
Yeah, pretty much. But so then Farrah has like started all these businesses, like the Froco business, and she does the porn.
The porn.
The porn.
But that's a new thing.
So, well, I think she did it a while ago, and then MTV was like, "Don't do that again, otherwise you're out." And then she was like, "I'm gonna do it," and posted it all over
Stop me from doing the
Instagram.
porn.
And she's like, "You can't fire me. That's against women's rights or whatever." And they're like, "We don't do that on MTV.
Wow.
Like we don't do the porn or women's rights.
We don't do the porn."
Okay.
Wow.
We don't do the women's rights on MTV
We don't
here.
do-
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what kind of vibes.
Sorry, guys.
So now
Men's
Farrah
only.
is kicked off the show.
Oh, she's off the show.
She's off the
So
show.
because she decided to do porn again, she's booted from the show.
So basically, they're like, that's part of your contract. Essentially,
so
they're
like-
like, you can't do porn as part of being on the show.
in the end of this, I think it's this season. If this is the season just before the one that's coming out
don't know.
next week, I don't know. But you can see her like arguing with the producers, and he's like, "This isn't what we signed up for, and you can't do that." And she's like, "I'm gonna do it." So now, do you guys know who's on the new one?
No.
So they replaced her.
Snooki.
They replaced her with two new people.
Oh wow.
Whoa, because they're like, clearly she was enough drama and craziness of two people. We gotta like fill the void.
So the one is Bristol Palin,
Oh wow. Okay.
and the other one,
Who's Bristol?
Sarah Palin's daughter,
Oh boy.
I was expecting JWoww.
who was a
or-
teen mom.
they're not teen moms.
But they could have.
Oh,
been.
I don't. Is this gonna be the Floribama spoiler? Oh man,
No.
that would be nuts though.
I can't remember. I don't know how to say this.
It's okay.
It's okay.
New-
Cheyenne Floyd?
Yeah, Cheyenne or Cheyenne.
But
So
she was
Cheyenne.
on Are You the One?
Oh, is it the same? Oh, is it the same Cheyenne that's on the challenge also? Is that same Cheyenne?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
It's all part of the same
Oh,
situation.
yeah,
not part of
the
the-
challenge.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, Harrison's in.
Oh
They gotta
no.
add another show to the list, Harrison.
So she's on the new one. And
Your
I,
week is
I think
toasted.
it starts next
She
week.
came.
What? That wasn't the one I'm watching.
She-
I have no idea.
so
I've
she-
never seen.
Yeah,
her.
so she was from Are You the One, I guess, and then Are You the One, and then the challenge, and now Teen Mom.
Right, but I'm trying to figure out like which challenge because it's not Dirty 30 people.
No, it's one. She was in one of the trilogy
Really?
shows for sure. She probably got out early, but
Booted out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Farrah's crazy.
She's nuts.
I don't know what else to say.
That
That like
whole-
she
yeah.
she's like so. Was she even on the reunion part? I don't remember like anything to do with Farrah with the reunion drama.
She was in the back room, but I don't think they brought her out.
The only thing that she did this episode was there was some sort of birthday party, and like her mom
herself?
Deb was there with the fiance, like Deb's fiance, which apparently Farrah hates.
Oh, she
who looks
hates
like
him.
Michael McDonald, that guy.
They both have crazy hair. It's insane, and that was it.
Yeah,
And there
he's
was a
not very
bunch of
nice.
drama.
He thinks
Yeah.
he's like this super serious doctor, but he's actually really rude to Farrah. And I mean, Farrah's rude back, so it's just a terrible combo.
They're definitely just rude to each other. You're like, yep, hey, don't want to see you. Yep, don't want to see you here either. Okay.
And then
It's
she
like,
goes
what?
to her friend and she's like, "Did you just see how rude he was to me?"
Yeah,
It's just
he didn't
constant.
seem like he was that rude, but I mean, at this point, the relationship's probably just so damaged that
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
whatever you
But
say
then
is
she's
rude.
all about her dad, Michael, and his girlfriend. She like helps them get engaged and everything. So she like loves Michael now.
Interesting.
Yeah. And her dad is like going at it with that guy. I forgot his name.
The
What's
doctor
it?
guy.
The doctor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deb's guy.
Robert, something like
I
that.
don't know, Deb's
Oh.
guy.
I made that up, but I think that's right.
I think that
Yeah.
could be right.
And he's like telling Farrah's dad, like, your problems with your daughter is X, Y, and Z, and you got to get her to go to see a psychiatrist or whatever,
you gotta
and
go with
therapy, and
I
blah,
wanted
blah.
him to punch him. That would have been good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, if there's
man.
one thing I know, you generally don't want to talk to someone else about their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's their kids, they don't want to hear what you got to say generally.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's not
Yeah, for
usually
sure.
your place to, like, just tell them what's up with that. So, yeah. That was a whole bunch of interesting drama with security getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the fact there, found it interesting that the dude was like, let's take it to the street.
Yeah.
You got to go have a conversation, which was probably the best thing, actually, to have the conversation outside the restaurant,
Yeah.
not at the Farrah's party, but, you know, whatever.
Farrah would
And then
loved it.
Deb was trying to talk to Farrah at her party about, like, whatever. Farrah's like, I've been drinking. It's my party. I don't want to talk to you. Go away.
That's usually how it is, even when she's not drinking. She's just like, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
But then she invites her to everything.
I don't want to talk to you about how I'm not talking to you, or
Yeah.
something. It's like, what's
It's
that?
the
about?
same conversation every single time.
Oh man.
All right, we've got to talk a little more about Deb.
I was
we got
gonna
we
say,
got to focus
speaking of
in
Deb.
on
So
Deb a
speaking
little
of
bit
Deb.
here. We were alerted to quite a piece of entertainment content related to Deb here.
I can't believe. So when you say something like she's in a rap video, I
Yeah.
was really trying to process what that means. Like, I was imagining that she did like some guest appearance in some video. She's in the
No,
background
no.
scene, maybe a dancer, and that's even stretching it.
No, no.
I did not expect. I really did not expect
She is the
that she
star.
was singing and the star of this so-called rap video.
She's rapping.
This is
I
definitely
mean,
like
that's debatable.
She's
but
quote unquote rapping.
She's saying things.
this is definitely a 1-800 Ask Gary situation where like Deb just puts up the money, produces this music video. That's it. And it like from what it looks like, she put a lot of money into it.
Oh. I think
'Cause
so.
it's
Did you
we-
see
very
how
well
happy those
produced.
guys were that were producing it for her? And she was like, they love it.
Oh man.
She was
Like,
bad.
Firstly, it's horrible.
But in
Secondly,
the
it was
best way.
all
It's horrible.
It was all auto-tuned
100%.
out to 100.
The whole thing is a mess.
But it was funny.
It was so funny.
I did notice an MTV logo on the music video, and I'm wondering if MTV just kicked in like, 10, 15,000 bucks.
I mean,
shoot
the
this
thing
thing.
is
They were
like-
can you just do this for us?
Yeah, it's-
Well, MTV just provides expertise a little bit, you know.
never really thought
Like you
about
don't
that.
even need to bring in the
Did they,
money.
Chris?
Just like
They just have the
hey,
studio.
just like hey, we give you these guys, they'll be cheaper. Like we'll give you some sort of discount or whatever because it's for MTV, and like actually get a decent music video that they can play versus like her going on her own and it just looks like garbage.
Well, I guess the key is to see what YouTube account it was uploaded to. If it was uploaded to MTV's and they're making money on the ad views, then they paid for it.
That's exactly where I was just thinking. Like that's the reason MTV would do it, right?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like they're hoping that like
That's a piece
I
of-
don't know. This person wants to do a rap video. They're freaking terrible. Let's just hope it goes viral.
Yeah, like this is gonna be great. Like,
Right.
I wonder how many views that video has.
I don't know. We'll have to put a link to it. Like it'll be great.
We're definitely linked to it.
Like
for sure.
it's worth watching a few minutes of. It's pretty hilarious.
It's wild.
The outfit that Deb chose
The
to wear
outfit.
is insane.
There was a whole episode of making the music video too.
oh
man.
yes.
That MTV aired or like on
It
YouTube.
was
or
well, it was
something?
like in the Teen Mom episode where they talked about like Deb got her
Oh,
own section. of the
MTV
show.
definitely paid for this for
Yeah.
sure.
And then they tried.
It's just
She
a
tried to
marketing stunt.
convince Farrah and Sophia to sing in it, and Farrah was like, "Hell no!" And Sophia also said, "Hell no."
Wait,
Good one.
who is Sophia?
Farrah's
Farrah's
daughter.
daughter
Okay.
who owns
Keep
a
up, Chris. She
who-
has a boutique.
manages a yogurt
The Froyo place.
Froyo
There
place.
it is. Yeah.
But but you said earlier that the daughter manages
The
one of the
daughter.
locations.
She owns a boutique. She has like
Oh.
a children's store.
Right. But she's
Gotcha.
only like she's pretty young.
She's 9 or something.
I thought she was
Okay.
managing one of these Froyo locations. Like that's a big job
Well,
for a 9-year-old.
so we
it's all on her.
we see Farrah walk into this Froyo place in like this weird kind of like businessy kind of suit, but like she's not wearing a bra, and it's just like her boobs are just like
all
out there, and it's just like if I walk into that place, I'm gonna be so lost if that person's behind the counter. Like, I'm like, all right, I guess this is happening, and like.
That's your reaction.
It was so funny when she interviewed people to like work for the Froco store.
She's like, is that the uniform? Like, I'm very confused.
And like the girls worked there before she owned it. I guess it was like a different yogurt shop. And they're like, yeah, we usually like, she's like, when do you come in to start work? She's like, oh, we usually come in an hour before like the customers come in before we open. And she's like, oh, it should only take you 15 minutes. She's like, no more than 15 minutes.
To prep a store?
And she's like, but we have to bring all the yogurt and set up all the machines and all the toppings. And she's like, 15 minutes.
She just doesn't want to pay for that extra 40,
Right.
45 minutes a
Right.
person.
I was like, I would never work for her. It'd
That's
be
wild.
so terrible.
It sounds terrible.
I can't imagine it only taking 15 minutes to
open a store?
yogurt shop every day.
Like, and you got to get all the ingredients ready. Like, it's not like it's still like a kitchen. You still have to like do
The
stuff.
girl was just like, okay, I'll sign up, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Wait,
I
it's
guess
your
if you're just
job.
working there, you're just like, well, I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Like, I guess we won't be ready. like,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
It's just, it is
I
what
mean,
it
like,
is.
how early do you think that Froyo shop opens, though?
Probably like 11 a.m.
Yeah.
No, it's not open at 11.
They have to be open for lunch.
I feel like it would have to be open for lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
like if you're
guess.
open it, like if you're gonna open for lunch, then it's effectively like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're effectively not open because they have to prep the store.
Exactly.
Right.
But if there's no one there at the hour that they're opening at anyway, maybe it's okay.
I mean, that might be the argument here,
Yeah.
which is like, I don't know how many people are getting froyo at 11 a.m. I'm
You
sure there's
guys
some
are
people.
So funny, you're arguing over this random froyo shop.
Yo,
clearly
don't
haven't
ruin,
listened to the pod enough.
don't ruin the minutia, Courtney. We're in a zone right
We
now.
really like getting into the details of the
Sorry.
businesses that are in these reality
Okay, so
shows.
I have to sign up for goat yoga. I have
Yeah.
to go to froyo at 11 a.m.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm sure normal
And get a
places that are
comfy
open at
couch.
11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Are available to get the froyo at 11 a.m. This place, you might not be able to.
Should we link local froyo shops in the times?
Oh.
All right. Does anyone have any minutia they want to deal with this show?
I don't
trying
know.
to remember any other
No.
minutia. Like it's just the I don't know. There's a bunch of discussions.
Do you want to grill Courtney
Combos.
more about the history of Teen Mom OG? Do you watch Teen Mom 2 also?
No, I don't.
Anti.
Is
Is it
it
just because like you've already gotten into
Anti.
these people and you're like
It's
it's
a
already
lot.
enough of this?
Yeah, and I feel like I think I watched like one episode of Teen Mom 2 and I didn't like them.
Well, I feel like you gotta have somebody tell you what's going on, or you gotta watch more than like one episode to understand what's going on.
You should
Oh.
start it from the beginning, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It was
16
definitely
and pregnant.
helpful to have like somebody who's like, okay, this is this person, and that's the real because like it's not obvious. Like I would
Next
definitely
time I'll
warn
bring a
anybody coming to this,
whiteboard.
like anybody listening is like, you should watch this with other people that know what the hell's going on if you're trying to watch the show.
yeah, I don't
'Cause it's
know.
going to be a very confusing.
I don't
show.
understand how to get into this show.
I think you have to roll the tape back.
You gotta
in
go watch 16
and
and Pregnant. That's gonna be wild after watching
Is
this
there
episode.
16 and pregnant 2 that led to Teen Mom 2? Like, how does
Definitely.
that work?
Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about. It.
So
No, 16 and pregnant.
Season
No, no,
2
no.
probably.
16 and Pregnant, like it's a new cast every season because you're only 16 and pregnant one time,
Okay.
right? Like
Ah,
that's just a
hopefully.
new set of people who are 16. Yeah, unless James,
Hopefully, as we
James
discussed.
has insane scenario where you're pregnant twice when you're 16.
I mean, there's only a 9-month period there. Like, you're 16 for a whole year.
I mean, it's possible, but damn, that doesn't seem. It's tough.
It's,
It'd be
it's
rough.
yeah, it's definitely going to be rough. No one's
That's
doubting
gonna
that.
be tough on your
On a
sophomore
lot.
year in high school. The
Well, like that's
Right.
what the whole crazy part of watching like 16 and pregnant is though, right? Is like these kids are having like they just find out they're pregnant and they're in
Yeah.
high school.
Yeah, they're like cheerleading with their bellies. It's crazy. They can't fit in the desks anymore because they're
Oh.
pregnant.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't. Okay.
I have one more piece of minutia that I kind of liked in one of the commercial breaks. So I don't know if we didn't really have a lot of commercials in this one, but in like one of the commercial breaks, there's this MTV thing, like disclaimer kind of thing. It's like, hey, for more information about how to prevent unwanted pregnancies, like go to this website basically.
It's just sexlife.com.
Yeah, it's your sex
James
life.
got it. It's after every commercial break. That's what they do.
Yeah, it's just
We didn't have any commercials.
it's just like it's I mean, interesting that MTV is viewing this whole series as being a deterrent to having kids when you're 16. Like that's
I think that's part of their
the mor-
message,
the
or
moral of
like,
the story,
like
I
that's the
guess.
thing.
Yeah.
Like MTV
I
is all
definitely-
about like anti-smoking, anti like all these things, and trying to like show examples of like, hey, you should probably like pay attention to some of this kind of stuff because
For
this could
sure.
be you on the show. If you don't watch out.
maybe I haven't maybe I just haven't watched enough of it, but like to me like,
MTV or the show?
this show. Like I've definitely watched enough MTV, but like I don't know. Like I totally just lost my train of thought there. I have no idea.
it's weird to me that there's like a set of shows on MTV that are centered around kind of this teen pregnancy kind of drama, and there's a whole other set of reality shows that have nothing to do with that. Like
yeah.
Like the challenge?
if you are
No, now they're connected though. So
are you the one?
Yeah. I think
is
she
like
met
a
her
is a
man on the
setup for
challenge.
this.
Do you know
Like an Are You the
Corey
One is a
Morton?
setup for like 16 and pregnant.
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure.
like,
they all flow through each other. Yeah.
Just like, but if 16 and pregnant is supposed to make you not want to be 16 and pregnant, you know,
yeah.
I don't know. It's
It's
weird
weird.
that there's like two distinct categories of MTV reality shows.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I
I'm
mean,
sure we're not the only.
There's the partying and hookup shows, and then there's the oh no, you just found out you pregnant show.
Yeah.
Then there's the rehab show somewhere in there.
no, so I remember what I was trying to say. Like it seems like these people, like at least to me, like are less messed up because they were teen parents than like they've just gotten messed up by like the fame of being on the show when they were so young and in that period. Like that's just kind of like the sense that I get from some of this stuff. But I haven't really watched the series, so I don't really know. But
Or their lives are already just kind of messed up.
maybe I don't
I
know.
think their lives were pretty messed up beforehand. Like they all had a lot of family issues, and then the show just kind of brought it out even more.
And
I feel
amplified it.
like they're pretty normal for like what they've been going through. Like
yeah, some of
I
them.
feel like MTV, the show has helped them in so many ways.
it
that,
certainly
like,
helped them.
If they weren't on the show, I feel like they'd be all way worse off.
Oh, I mean,
Oh,
certainly
definitely.
financially
I'm
in
not
a bunch
even
of different ways.
financially. I think emotionally, and just like handling their situation. I mean, now it's been like 9 or 10 years, so I don't really know what the normal like 25-year-old is after they were pregnant at 16.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that normal that person looks like.
I don't
so
know. I mean,
maybe
like,
I'm wrong.
It's art. Like I already can't imagine like raising a kid at 16, but I definitely can't imagine raising a kid under the scrutiny of being on a national TV show. Like that seems insane.
I mean, they did sign up for it,
They definitely sign up for it.
so
but
like,
yeah,
Still wouldn't want to do
it's
it.
tough.
I wonder if like MTV, like as part of that show, they cover all your medical expenses and like just all that kind of stuff too. Maybe that's like an incentive,
I'm sure as part of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they get some sort of health insurance through MTV.
right? Yeah. Which I mean, if you're 16, that could be like a big
Yeah.
thing to
But,
consider.
yeah.
You know.
No doubt.
All right,
So, anyways,
I'm gonna get my rating here, guys.
Okay. Here it comes.
Here comes the
It's-
shocker.
It's bottom third. It's,
Oh, your rating.
yeah, okay, Courtney, the ratings: top, middle, bottom third of whatever bucket you think the show should.
Of reality shows.
Of reality shows.
shows?
Don't include Roseanne in your like calculations of buckets, or the Connors as they want to call themselves now. So bottom third, I think it just did a super poor job of trying to pull me in. Like as we talked about it, I definitely, without Courtney here, this conversation would have been like 10 minutes because I would have nothing to talk about because nothing happened and we didn't know
Nothing
anything.
happened.
Nothing happened in this episode. So that's
See, for
that's
me
where-
though, like I'm a fan because I've
No,
seen
no,
all
I-
of the
I-
episodes, so I feel like I have to say it's one of my top because
Yeah.
I know everything about it.
It's definitely, if
Not
you've seen a
everything,
lot
but-
of it, it's got to be in the, not has to be in the top, but
that's kind of my general rule though. Like if you go out of your way to watch the show and you watch it on a regular basis, like it's more than likely in your top.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like you enjoy it, you want to watch it. Yeah.
I need to know what happens to them.
For sure.
Who else is going to come on the show? What's going to happen to Deb?
What
it.
is Deb gonna release another rap video?
Is the goat going to love the horse?
That's right. Yeah.
I will
Are they
keep
gonna?
you posted.
Yeah.
So official top third show is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay. And Harrison, it might be in the top just because of the goat.
Oh no, that's a lot to ask for the
Tried.
goat, I think.
Tried.
I certainly enjoyed like learning about the teen moms and the whole situation. Like, I think it's gotta be bottom third. I don't know. Like I'm really interested to go back and watch like an episode out of 16 and
Yeah,
Pregnant.
we should do 16 and Pregnant.
Yeah, we could go do 16 and Pregnant and see the same people. That'd be cool. But like I'd be interested to watch an episode of that, or maybe like the first season of Teen Mom to kind of see a little bit where it comes from. Like it's just, I think it's a little hard. It's hard jumping in at this point. Like it's there's a lot of history here.
It's a lot.
But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, James.
Yeah. So pretty similar, Harrison. Like I do have to regretfully, like I have to put this in the bottom third.
You're looking at me. You can do it. It's
I
okay.
am looking at you.
I don't make the show.
It's really just because, like, as Krista said, like, it's hard when you don't have any of the background to kind of come into this with fresh eyes and be like, what is happening? It's really just for that reason. Like, I could totally see if you knew who these people were and you knew these stories, like it being pretty interesting, especially as you like start to care about like what's going on in their lives. So like, I'm sure with no doubt, like if you have background, like it'd be pretty good. But just simply for not having any background coming into this fresh, they don't do a lot to really help you out as a new viewer. So for that, I'm throwing in the bottom.
Yeah,
There you
like,
go.
like watching people grow up over like 9 to 10 years on the show must be pretty interesting for sure.
Yeah.
I do like, as we can compare this to other shows, like we watched Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah.
And like, I think that did a really good job of teeing you up for the new season. But I think they do kind of do more historic, have like different kind of changes between seasons. So it's like, you kind of have to, I guess. And like the Mediterranean rule, like show we watched,
Below Deck.
that also did a good job of like just pulling you in for a new season.
Right.
But they have new people each season, so I don't know. But like if you watch, like we watched Real Housewives one year, and man, compare that drama to this drama, like this drama feels so real. Like it feels like you're actually part of these people's lives. Whereas like so many reality shows just like no, that's not who you are. That's not how life works. Stop it. And I'm going to stop watching this. Whereas like
I feel like
I
you're
never
on
got
something.
that vibe from the show. I'm just like not interested because there's 1,000 people that
Yeah.
have no idea what's going on. So like I give it the bottom third, but it's not like my enthusiastic bottom third, which I've definitely given to a bunch of shows because I think they are way worse than this. This is definitely like top of the bottom. And the only reason is because I don't know, and you didn't give me a reason to know or
Right.
a reason to care.
But you really hit something there, which is like, even watching this, like I wasn't mad about the drama happening, or I wasn't like, well, that's stupid, right? Like, whereas you watch like Housewives in New Jersey or Atlanta or whatever, like any Real Housewives shows, and you're like, you're just arguing about freaking nonsense. Like, just shut up, stop bitching about because she said whatever. It's like this actually like gives you a reason, like, oh, this is like real stuff kind of happening. So it felt much more reality show in that regard.
It's kind of in the same bucket as like Sister Wives to me. I don't remember
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
Sister
yeah.
Wives.
You
Like it's
watched
kind of
Sister Wives?
yeah. We watched
We-
Sister Wives a few months ago.
Oh, man.
And like it's kind of in a similar bucket. Like I actually kind of enjoy watching that show, but it's like there's a lot of history that you don't understand. And like I think I said the exact same thing I said. But like I'd love to go back and watch the first season and see what that was
We
like.
That's
did.
what I did, and then I got hooked.
Oh yeah,
We did
Yeah.
watch the one episode, like season 1, episode 1, and then we watched like season 15, episode 1.
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
right. Yeah.
That was actually
And
really
it was crazy. Yeah, that was a cool way
really
to do it.
crazy. Yeah.
That was a cool way to do it. And like I think that I ended up liking that show maybe more because of the way that we did that.
Oh, definitely.
But so it definitely reminds me of that.
I am slightly intrigued to see a 16 and Pregnant with these people, just because like now that like I've watched an hour of them,
They
it'd be
look like
like, oh,
babies.
that'd be
Yeah.
so
So
interesting.
different.
Yeah.
Add it to the queue.
Oh man,
Toss it in.
I've been trying to keep that one out of the queue for so long.
I'll join for that one.
Okay,
We have so many MTV shows to do now.
so many.
Well, we are who put MTV on.
Yeah.
MTV, give us free shit.
Give us
Anyone got any updates they want to plug?
Well, I'm not sure if you guys talked about it last week, but I'm gonna throw a show in for future consideration for who put MTV on,
Oh man.
and it's called How Far Is Tattoo Far?
Oh yes, we have to
I
watch
want to
it.
join for that one. That's
Yes.
Snooki.
I think that it is the U.S. version of an MTV UK show called Just Tattoo of Us.
Yeah.
I saw the commercial for this during the challenge last night. Oh man, I'm in.
Yeah, I think we got to put that on the
Yeah.
I
list.
think Chris is gonna be.
I
in.
sent it to the thread.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Did you
for sure.
watch? You should watch the is it UK?
Yeah, this is a UK one.
I watched that version. It's
The
ridiculous.
UK one's good.
It's good. They're like
Okay.
they're so mean to each other.
Oh
We
man.
That's
gotta
why
do
I'm
the UK
wondering if,
one.
like-
Let's do the UK one.
Will be nicer or
Yeah,
because it was
Maybe
it
we
was
could do a
rough.
double whammy where we watch UK US
Oh.
comparison.
could be.
Do a compare contrast. Yeah.
Well,
That's a good recommendation. I like.
I feel like Harrison, you haven't been on the pod for a while.
It's been a little bit.
How,
yeah.
how is the challenge going?
we got to get some juice.
Ooh man. Okay, so I understand that you haven't seen this week's.
I haven't seen this week.
So
but
I'm not
also
going to talk.
Don't really care.
I'm not
going
to talk in too many specifics, but I think it's been an incredible season. Like I think it's just been like this is probably one of the best seasons of the challenge I've ever seen. With like just how
There's a lot of people like on the show in general.
there's still a lot of people on the show. This
And
show has
it's
been going for
deep.
months, and there's a lot of people. Yeah, and like they're bringing in the whole cast. Like they've started to do this like mercenaries thing where like there's people who have been on previous seasons that weren't originally on this season, and they have like earned their way onto the show. They have this redemption house thing. Like there's a lot. And Chris doesn't like the redemption house. I know that.
I think there's been a lot of drama this season that has been the Real Housewives type of drama. That's just like also not great.
It's been great.
there's been so much good drama. All the stuff with
There's
Kyle.
so much banging going on in
There's
that
a lot of-
house.
yeah.
Everyone's banging
I
everyone.
still
like,
need to watch this show.
oh
it's,
yeah,
it's too good.
How could you watch MTV and not watch the challenge?
No.
You know,
I think there's just like so many episodes. I don't know where to start.
it's
that is a legit,
that's a big
yeah.
problem.
I mean,
this,
you
this
just-
one I got into because it was essentially a trilogy, and so I got the first one of
This is
that.
not billed as a trilogy.
It's a trilogy, Chris. It 100%
trilogy.
It is not a
So
trilogy.
you just started this past season.
So this is like my third season of
Okay,
watching.
So you're
yeah. So
far in.
like,
but
see-
like it's on like season 30.
30.
I know.
32.
That's why
32.
I can't start it.
Right.
yeah. So like
I think this
season
next refresh after this might be good though.
Might be good.
Because they're gonna like refresh a lot of people. I think.
Okay.
like season 31, 32, and 33 are theoretically part of like a trilogy.
It definitely is.
Until
Yeah.
the next season when it's a quadrilogy.
It could be a
I don't know how I
quadrilogy.
never heard of this show until I like.
Yeah.
You've
met you
definitely
guys.
heard of Real World, the Road Rules Challenge
Real World Road Rules Challenge.
from back in the day.
Oh, you don't remember Real
Yeah.
World?
They're like,
Remember that.
this is the exact, like, there's 2 tracks of MTV thing. And like when you watch Teen Mom, you never see any ads for the challenge. When you watch, like, I mean, like they've kept their audiences like segmented for
there's
these
Jersey
things.
Shore.
Yeah, exactly. So
No,
it's
but
like,
there's Teen Mom commercials all the time in Challenge.
maybe they're trying to get.
That's
people
how I've
that
heard
way.
about the whole
Okay,
new
wait.
teen.
I have
anyways.
a side question.
Yeah.
Do you know Corey Wharton from the
Oh,
challenge?
Corey, yeah,
Corey.
100%.
Okay, well he
Yeah.
is Teen Mom's new member, Cheyenne's baby
Oh,
daddy.
What?
Corey's the. Oh, that's
Oh,
that
man.
situation. Corey and Cheyenne are on.
That's what it looks
no.
like in this article.
This is so funny. Okay, so
Harrison's
like,
in.
oh, I gotta watch this.
Is this on X on the? Were they both on X on
Wait,
the
is this
beach too?
Corey?
Corey? Yeah. So
Oh yeah, that's
yeah.
definitely
So
Corey.
Corey and Cheyenne were definitely on X on the beach together,
What?
I think, and now they're on this. So I don't know. Maybe
And
they're
then they
back
had
to-
a baby. Now they're
I-
on Teen Mom.
Jesus. So like,
Is Corey
okay,
ever
Monday,
going to be back
October
on
So-
the challenge?
They're not on Teen
Maybe.
Mom. What show were they on?
Teen Mom OG.
So he
Monday, October 1st.
wait.
Her and Bristol
He had,
Palin are
did
the
he have
new
a
members.
baby with a teen? Like I'm confused.
That's why people are calling them out because they weren't teens.
Right.
yeah.
But they were young mom. She was a young mom.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know.
This seems like it's gonna be detrimental to Corey's challenge career. This
She
doesn't
was
seem
23.
great. Although it has not stopped some of the other people who have kids. Notably on this season, everyone talks about how Brad has to win the season, or else his kids aren't gonna be able to eat or whatever. Like it's just
What?
fucking crazy.
CT's got dad bod.
Yeah, you know.
But anywho,
I don't know.
It's been
it's been a hell of a ride this season.
been a hell of a ride, and like so Corey historically on the challenge, like it's funny that all this stuff is now kind of happened because like historically on the challenge, like Corey would hook up with multiple 2, 3, 4 girls on a season. And every time, like his strategy basically gets wrecked because he hooks up with too many people and he just gets out of the game.
And then
so
everyone hates
like
him.
that was always like his fatal flaw. And
Kyle's
I
the
don't
new
know.
Corey.
Kyle's definitely the new Corey.
Kyle's
Except-
gotten with like 3, 4 girls.
Except Kyle's actually good at challenges.
Yeah.
He's good. No, he's pretty
I
good.
mean, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, you know, he was. I mean, at least last season he crushed a. I mean, he's in the final. He did really well. last
Did he?
season.
He couldn't do that running challenge.
What do you mean?
He couldn't make it up the hill on that one or whatever, right?
No, I mean like he finished the final for sure.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait,
yeah.
I think I did watch an episode.
Oh yeah,
Are
It's
they
like some of
holding
his-
a weight or something, and then they have to run up a hill?
possibly.
That
That sounds
sounds
like,
like-
some kind of challenge.
And
that
they
they've
were in
done.
red shirts, and
Definitely,
Blue
it's
shirt?
definitely some.
Okay.
kind of-
Yeah.
It's probably some.
I
season.
tried it. I just didn't know who anyone was.
It's hard.
You
It's
gotta start episode 1. You can't just jump in the
episode
middle.
season 1,
Yeah.
episode 1.
No. You
No.
gotta start
I
a
can't-
season.
I can't
Sure.
do that.
It's
gotta
Just
start
like
at
a
the start of the
normal
season.
show.
I
If you
think that's what it was, and I still didn't. It seemed like they were talking about the past of everyone in the show, and I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know who you are.
That's where it's like you need a certain base or you need Harrison, much like we needed you for tonight. Like
Yeah.
you need somebody to be like, okay, here, these 6 people, these are what you need to know, and then it'll make sense.
It also
Yeah.
doesn't generally matter that much because they're all just doing these like challenges and like there's some drama. You'll get the drama like obviously if you've seen them before because they've been on the show before, you get the drama more.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's like detrimental
I-
to the show to not know that Johnny Bananas has been on the show like 20 times, and you'll get that as you go on.
Yeah.
They'll like mention it that he's been on a bunch.
Yeah.
I just feel
But
left
it's all-
out if I don't know.
You
You
got
know?
that deep strategic knowledge
Yeah.
of the game. You know.
It's nuts.
Then you just can't ever really start it. You could start like they have fresh meat seasons where it's all new people.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
we're. I think
they
we're about
haven't
due
done
for
one of those in forever. They got to do one of those.
I think
for
we're
next
gonna
season.
like that's the move. I think after this one.
Okay, let me know if that happens, and then
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Sounds
yeah.
good.
All right.
Yeah.
So next week's a big week for us.
Big week.
Big week. Well, maybe the next episode of the pod is going to be episode 100 of Who Put This On.
Can't believe it.
And we're going to do a very famous reality show we have not done yet.
That's right.
Oh man, I want to know what it is. I don't even know.
You know what it is.
You.
Well, we'll talk about it after, but I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Oh man.
I'm on the edge of my seat
Do
though.
I don't remember. I was told to, but I don't
Yeah,
remember.
see?
So
But yeah, Hundy.
Oh wait,
hundreds of.
I remembered.
Damn it.
All right. Well, it's going to be a big pod for us, so look forward to that.
We bubbly coming out for that one. We should have some surprises. We'll have some surprises.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna commit to the surprises right now.
Committing to some sort of surprise.
Chris, there's
including,
gonna be a
For
surprise.
some reason, the surprise of the show.
Everything's a surprise.
Just get some week.
Just like
that's a week of each day a new surprise.
Each day,
For the
a
next
new
week.
surprise.
One each week a new one.
We'll also need to post this rapping video.
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do.
Check out our Facebook or Twitter.
yeah.
Deb will be popping off.
Yeah. So you can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. Find us on Twitter at Who Put This On. You can find us on. Yeah. You can email us our questions or suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And please rate us on iTunes. And it really helps. And we'll see you next time for the big pod.